As Kelly said, that your stops determine your starts. Sometimes you can't start something without learning how to stop something. And it's amazing how we talked also about Lazarus, that Lazarus coming out of the tomb, how that there are moments in life when you have to let go of what yesterday made you to be, what yesterday said about you, and what yesterday did to you. And what yesterday's garbage is still trying to hang on to your life. And as 2 Corinthians 5:17 says that, therefore if anyone is in Christ, he is a new creation. You're here today, you're sitting in a room full of new creations. Come on, you're sitting here in a room full of new creations. There should be something new about you today, because of Christ in you. He's making you new. That doesn't mean to say that He did it once and that's it. No, it's a renewing. It's a new workforce within you that's constantly making you new, more new all the time. In fact, I was thinking about this morning. I've been now a Christian for I've been on this journey of faith for some years. So therefore, God is making me more new every day. And one day I'm going to get so new, I don't fit into this world anymore. Isn't that true? I'm going to be so new, I don't fit in anymore. Now, can I say this? I'm cutting things down because I want to change all the few little things, but can I say this, that making a fresh start isn't a nice little commitment to make. It isn't a New Year's resolution that we make and, I'm making it today and tomorrow I forgot about it. Like we've all done that, haven't we? We've all been on the tomorrow diet. I'm going on the seafood diet. So we have to sometimes get serious about making a fresh start. In Joshua chapter 1, that whole story about how God brings His people to that point of moving out of wilderness living into promised land living. There is a whole series there where God says to Joshua to tell the people to go through the camp in chapter 1 verse 11 and tell the people, get your provisions ready, get yourself organised, get yourself ready, because 3 days from now you're going to do something. You're going to step out of where you are into somewhere new. There's going to be a fresh start happening. See, God was preparing them for God's fresh start. No more wilderness living. In our tomorrow, we need to actually understand we're actually meant to be promised land living people. Now, you don't get that, because if you got that, you would be standing on your chair by now going, yeah. You see, we are so consumed with our problems, and we don't understand sometimes we're actually promised land living people. We're no longer meant to be living in the wilderness anymore. Something dynamically has changed and brought us into a place where we are surrounded by promise. Sometimes even the children of Israel, when they went into the promised land, they sometimes forgot about the fact that they were stepping into promise, and they were still confronted with problems. And that's what we do every day of our lives, don't we? We wake up in the morning. If you're John McCain, I guarantee you wake up tomorrow morning, you look in the mirror and you go, oh God, how did I get like this? And we look at our problems. We forget sometimes that God has got a different definition of where He has us in life. He has us in promised territory. Sometimes we've got to change the way we're looking at our situation and at the life that what's happening to us in life. Now, point number one, I'm going to get into this. If you want a different crop in your life, you have to plant a different seed. You have the seed to meet your need. Okay? Makes sense? Now think about this. In my case, it has taken years of neglect to get a body like this. This body is not going to change overnight. I've tried that. I've tried all the magic shakes. Who's tried it? It's like, actually got to have a determination. You see, even if we have a determination to bring some kind of change to life and change to our marriage, or change to our finances, or change to our health, or change to the way we look, or change to anything in life, the problem is yesterday's seed is still going to produce in us. And it's going to take a while before what we begin to see in our life begins to produce a different crop. Yesterday's seed is still producing fruit, and that's not going to go away overnight. You know, I don't know about you, but I get cow trot in my yard. Who gets cow trot? Who waters it? Who planted that jolly stuff there? No, I didn't plant it there. It just comes up. That doesn't mean that I have to get comfortable with it, does it? It means that I have to diligently get out there, and every now and then I get out there and I dig the stuff up, I spray it, I kill it with so much weed killer. I think I'm going to kill every plant in my garden, but I don't care. I hate the stuff. You'll have to diligently attend to it. See, there are circumstances in our life that just, at times, just keep coming up. That doesn't mean that we just accept them and say, oh, come on in, welcome. Welcome problems, welcome havoc, welcome unrest, welcome financial problems, welcome. No, we don't do that. Oh, off the air. No, I'm here. Look good. Some of the things we've seeded in our life aren't going to go away without some determined action. If you seeded neglect in your marriage, or mistrust, or you've seeded irresponsibility in your actions, or neglect to your health, some of what we might be facing right now is what we sowed yesterday. Galatians 6 verse 7 says, do not be deceived, God cannot be mocked, and man reaps what he sows. So is that true for every one of us? What we are experiencing sometimes in life right now is because of sometimes what we've actually sown in life. So how do you sow something fresh in life? How did Joshua get the people ready for sowing a different crop? Okay, here's a couple of things. One, to be honest, you've got to experience. You've got to understand that you've got to take responsibility to understand that what you're experiencing possibly has got something to do with you. Can anyone admit to that? Yeah, okay, I see a few hands. I can get Dr. Phil in on that. Sort you out. Yeah, isn't that true? I've got to say, well, some of the things that I experienced, some of the things that I had growing in my life are actually a result of the fact of some of the stuff I've done. Yeah, who's ever done dumb stuff in your life? Yeah, we've all done dumb stuff, and guess what? Even when you do dumb stuff, it has consequences, doesn't it? Young people learn that lesson well. There are consequences to your actions. Consequences to your actions. And two, find out what seed you need to start producing good fruit in your marriage, or good fruit in your finance, or good fruit in your health, or good fruit in your work situation. Find out what seed it is you need to be planting. And then ask God to help you be honest to bring change. And this morning, this is not about fixing somebody else. I'm talking here about God helping you to fix you. Because, as we said many times, you're the biggest problem you've got. It's 1 Samuel 1 is we have the story of Hannah, and Hannah could not bear children because the Bible says that she was barren, which means that she was unable to bear children. And she was not. She was one of the wives of a man by the name of Elkanah, and the other wife, Peninnah, she was taunting her and making, saying nasty things about her, and all kinds of stuff was going on. It was a real unrest in the home, and situation not nice. And we find the whole story starts with 1 Samuel, where Hannah's in the temple, and she is crying before the Lord. In fact, she's distraught. It's so much so that the priest thought she was drunk. She was distraught before God, crying. But in her prayer to God, she doesn't go, oh God, my husband's problem. You need to fix him up. You need to sort him out. You need to either do something with him or get rid of him. I've heard those prayers prayed. And she could have prayed about the other wife. She could have prayed, oh, that woman's a nasty piece of work. Well, you've got to sort her out. No, her whole prayer is, God, help me. God, sort out me. God, touch me. God, heal me. I am the problem. I want to say that's the kind of prayer that actually causes things to begin to change and for a fresh start to begin to happen. Produce something different means you have to ask God to be the difference in you. The difference in you. You've got to get ready to move into possessing the promise. Wilderness living was a picture of the old life. The old life. In the wilderness, the children of Israel, they knew God was there, but he was like a good luck charm. He turned up, he did this for them, he did that for them, he was always like the one who sorted out their mess. And sometimes even as Christians, we can have that kind of mentality that we're just going to do what we're going to do, and God's going to turn up when he turns up, and he's going to help us out. He's going to fry us when we don't do something wrong. And we can hide that kind of mentality in our experience and in our journey of life. We need to understand that whole thing has changed, and God now wants us to move into promised land living and be promised land living people, where we actually understand we actually have to start to fight for what God's given us. There's a fight of faith, the Bible says, we need to actually fight. We have to sow for a new season of blessing and opportunity in God. Okay, that brings me to my second point. There we go, Amy. You getting that sorted? We had a problem there, obviously. To make a fresh start requires great skill, stamina, and strength. And you can roll all those things into one word. Perseverance. 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 Listen, to believe for a fresh start and to see for a fresh start, you're going to have to stick at it. Keep doing it. I don't know, when we were, as parents, when your kids went to school, did they ever bring home one of those basket things? They filled up a stocking full of dirt and they put seed on it and they brought it home, and every day they'd go out there and they'd look at it and they'd go, where was it? There's nothing there, there's nothing happening. And that's a great lesson for them to learn that sometimes you have to persevere at something. You just have to keep doing the right thing, and gradually something will begin to change. Perseverance. It takes a strong man to swim against the current, but dead flesh will float with it. Joshua stirred a nation to get ready. And it brings me to the whole question of, what was Joshua getting the people ready for? What's God getting you ready for right now? Come on, what's he getting you ready for? Are you getting ready right now for blessing to come to your home? Are you getting ready right now for peace to come into your life? Are you getting ready for favour to come to your door? Are you getting ready right now for help to come knocking and to surround your life? Are you getting ready for God's favour to come to your family, to your home? Are you getting ready for it right now? Because sometimes as Christians we just think it's like a lucky dip.